We're on in 3, 2, 1. What's going on, Paisan? We are back. We are less than 30 days from draft day. I'm Danny Cesternino. This is Ces Says. When we last left off last season, Mr. White beat Commissioner Scherer in what was Super Bowl VI, the Battle of the Good Guys. Dan White took home $1,800, his first Super Bowl ring, and is the reigning champion of the league. Now, Dan, you had a couple months here to make this obnoxious video about how you're the champ, how you're the best, but the nice guy you are, you turned it down. Foolish! You had your chance, and now a new season is on the horizon. 12 new people have the chance to win and become champion in December. So what we did in the offseason, we got some of the league managers together. We started looking at some of the rules, putting these things to paper, making a ethical document here, if you will. So let's roll the clip of some of these managers getting together, making the rules, putting the amendments down. We talked about some of the league amendments, from the Lamar Miller rule to the Randall Cobb trade rule to even most recently to the Terrence Williams timing. So the main takeaways from this are that draft pick for player trades are going to be 1-for-1, and that the regular season standings are going to determine the draft order for the non-playoff teams. Okay, so the draft order has been set for a few months. Rules are now officially documented, and the draft is set for August 22nd at a bar to be named later in New York City. I'm excited. A few other managers are excited. We all got together to talk about a few things past, a few things that are going to happen in the future to get ready for the present and the 7th iteration of What's Up, Hendry. Enjoy, guys.
Yeah, it's on.
What's going on, Paisan? I am joined with the last 3 regular season champions. I have Adam Umanoff, 2-time 2013-2014 regular season champ. Brad, he won the 2012 regular season. Andrew Iger won the 2011 regular season. I won the 2010 regular season. So I like to think we know a little something about fantasy football. All right, so Commish, we're about 6 weeks away from the draft. Are we too early talking about fantasy football?
The football season never sleeps, Dan.
This is a good point. Umanoff has probably the most dominant run in the past 2 seasons, a combined record of 22-4. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's been a nice run, nonetheless. No hardware, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to bury you guys again this year en route to my first championship.
Playoff wins are tough to come by. And over here we have Andrew Iger. A rough go of it the last couple of years, but nonetheless, the intensity always there with you.
Always, man. Nowhere to go but up. A lot of optimism. New season, new team, a new Liger.
It is true. New season is upon us. So I put together a little Game Boys that I've been calling A, B, C, Andy. All right, I'm gonna put something out there. They're opinion based. All right, multiple choice. You choose something, and let's talk about it a little bit.
Let's do it.
All right. So who's gonna make the biggest move forward in 2015? I took the bottom 4 guys. I'm sorry, you are one of them. I have A, Swikata, B, Iger, C, Bo, and D, Kerens. Who's making the biggest leap forward here?
Man, you know, a lot of negative things are said about this player. All right, he's sneaky, he's shisty, he's got severe gastrointestinal issues.
Yep, I think I know what you're talking about.
But my money this year to make the biggest leap forward is Bob Kerens. Next to Seth, he's got the most Super Bowl appearances. He's a savvy, sometimes ravenous fantasy football player. So for 2015, I'm on the Bob wagon.
Brad, do you agree with that?
No, I disagree with that completely. I'm going to use slightly smaller words, but I think I'm going to take Swikata as the biggest move up this year. for one reason only. You can't win less than 0 games.
That's a good point. And what do you think?
I'm gonna have to get on the Bo wagon. This guy, he's a gamer, you know. He kind of threw away his season last year, but he's back. He's got Odell Beckham, one of the best players in fantasy. Bo's ready to make moves. You can't take this guy lightly.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan?
Hey, I'm gonna let the coach coach. Out of these 4 guys, he has the most career wins. I like the coach. All right, another question. Who has the worst situation as we enter this new season? A, White, end of the draft, doesn't have a second-round pick. Is it B, Burrs? I think he lost a couple draft picks. Is it Brad? He has a 5th-round pick. He's drafting at 11. Or is it Tabor? He has a great keeper, but he just went to Jacksonville. What do you guys think about that?
League based on value, at the end of the day, draft picks are king. You give up a 2nd-round pick, I think you're in a lot of trouble.
I mean, I don't think you can discount White because he's the champ. So it's up to him to defend. He still has Le'Veon Bell for a 1st round. Despite missing a few games this year, still going to be one of the most dominant running backs in the league. So I think I'm going to have to go with my team, to be honest. I think I enjoyed Bell as a keeper, but other than that, not too many keepers. Missing a 5th round, drafting at the end of the 1st round. It's going to be tough to come back.
I think I'm going to have to say Tabor, actually. He's trying to trade Julius Thomas all year. It was a smart move, but he couldn't get any biters. So
Yeah.
might not be the best keeper. We'll see what he's got in store for this year.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
I mentioned before, we are the last 4 regular season champions. The only other champion was Tabor. And joining us on the set is 2009 regular season champion, John
Oh, he's here. I gotta change my answer then.
All right, so let's keep this moving. Let's pretend it's draft day. Jude is on the clock. Who does Jude take with the 1st overall pick? Is it A, Peterson, B, Jamal Charles, C, put DeMarco Murray in there, or is it D, the field? Someone I'm not even saying.
Tempted to take the field, but I'm going to go with a rested Adrian Peterson. Who's still got at 31 the explosivity, right, and long speed that's necessary to be a serious fantasy difference maker.
I'm going to have to go with Jamal Charles here. Being that I'm a little biased, he's on my team last year, but they just continually feed that guy the rock. He doesn't really have, someone stealing carries away from him, and Kansas City loves to run the football.
You know what? I'm going to have to take the field here.
Who do you like?
It's real early right now. I know Eddie Lacy is a big favorite right now in the ESPN rankings. You never know what's going to happen in a month and a half. I mean, Jude's a huge Marshawn Lynch fan, so that could happen too, that 1st pick.
Good point.
Tabor, who do you like there?
I'm going to have to go with choice E, actually. I think Jude's going to take the Jets defense again. He's really high on them this year. The 8th round was just too late for him the last couple seasons.
Hey,
I think he's going up.
You don't know with Jude. I go with AP here. All right, let's switch it up. Let's lighten this up a little bit. What would you most like to see happen in this upcoming season? You want to see A, Karen's not win a game, B, Ligori somehow buys in to the What's Up Hendry League, C, maybe someone throws up at the draft from drinking too much, or D, Swikata gets Steve back and hopefully they win a couple games this year.
I would love to see the breaking of the curse of Jeremia. No player in the history of the league has ever gone over in a regular season. We need Steve back now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm going to have to go with C and D, a combination here. Being Kevin is one of my best friends, I know him that he's going to bring Steve back, and there is no way he won't throw up at this year's show.
Are you guys crazy? You're not picking A, Bob Cairns to win no games? That is hands down the answer. Nothing better than seeing Big Bob squirming over there.
I actually live with Pete Ligori, and for the last couple of years, I've heard him talking about buying in. I'm hoping for B, boys.
I got to go with Mr. Iger here. I think there's nothing really more satisfying. I believe the term might be Schadenfreude, but just seeing Bob suffer gives me personal pleasure. So I'm going to have to go with choice A. Yeah, big Schadenfreude.
All right, let's go one more question here. What's your favorite draft? What's Up Henry draft memory? We have A, Bo drafts No Sean Marino, who's already drafted. by Bo. B, Jude drafts Keelan Harvin, who was a kicker later cut by the Lions, didn't make a regular season roster. C, Kevin Reynolds drafted Brett Favre in the first round. Or D, Mason Crosby drafted twice in one round. Allowed.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, I gotta go with B, Jude drafting a kicker who wouldn't make a roster. That's phenomenal.
I'll definitely not say D because that might have been my oversight. I'm gonna have to go with Reynolds drafting Brett Favre.
You know, I'm gonna pull a little trick out of Tabor's hat right here. I'm gonna go with E. Watching myself draft Terrence Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Controversy.
Yeah,
Really
no
stirring the
controversy
pot.
this
Stirring
year,
the
though.
pot like this.
I'm gonna also take a page out of my book and go with choice F. I'm gonna have to say last year drafting while delaying the proposal to my now wife was highly entertaining for me because I definitely was more involved in the draft than I was in the proposal. So thank you guys.
I like Jude taking the kicker. Still don't know who that is.
He's a rugby guy. He's a rugby
Wait,
guy.
how about the guy that Tabor drafted that never made the team? The wide receiver?
Lester G.
Lester G.
This is his year.
This is his year, guys. You watch.
All right, so we are still working on a draft venue, Brad. Again, a couple weeks away here.
August 22nd.
It's one of the best days of the year. Getting everybody together. Jude, you are on the clock. I'm Danny Cess, and that's what I'm saying.